Okay. Good evening, fellow students, staffs, and all of those who gathered here. Welcome to our Team 1 presentation, focusing on the topic SDG 2, Zero Hunger and Honeybees. I'm Yeon Lee, who will start off the presentation. So before going into details, let's go over the outline for today's presentation. At the beginning, we'll be introducing the SDG 2. After that, we'll look into the linkage between biodiversity and honeybees. Then we'll go over the importance of honeybees in agriculture and how it contributes to SDG 2, followed by several factors on honeybees management, as well as some real case scenarios on how bees are vanishing. Potential solutions for it is the next part. Lastly, will present how to fulfill SDG 2, Zero Hunger, by introducing some of the action plan and some inspirational quotes. So, SDG 2 is a United Nations Sustainable Development Goal focused on zero hunger that aims to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. SDG 2 also recognizes the following targets, such as access to safe, nutritious, and sufficient food, ending all forms of malnutrition, sustainable food production, resilient agricultural practices, and lastly, maintaining the genetic diversity in food production. Those aims and targets are all fundamental human rights and crucial steps toward eradicating poverty as well as achieving sustainable development by 2030.
So moving on, actually honeybees and biodiversity, they actually are linked together. So to start, a quick definition of biodiversity it means that all the different kinds of life. It includes the variety of animals, plants, fungi, and even microorganisms like bacteria that make up our natural world. So biodiversity is essential for the processes that support all lives on Earth, including us humans. Preserving biodiversity is the most important factor in maintaining ecosystem. Without a wide range of biodiversity, we cannot have the healthy ecosystem that means we won't have the air we breathe in every day and the food that we consume. Following up, honeybees, they contribute to maintaining biodiversity by pollinating a wide range of flowering plants. They provide valuable ecosystem services beyond pollination. So beside pollination, they also produce honey, beeswax, propolis, and royal jelly, which have both economic and medicinal significance. In other words, bees provide the most fundamental foundation for biodiversity conservation. Further studies by IPBES is that Western honeybees are the most widespread managed pollinator. They have over 80 million hives and produce annually an estimated of 1.6 million tons of honey. So honeybees are actually really important and plays a major role in agriculture. This is because they provide the pollination service. So a quick definition of pollination, it is the process of transferring pollen from the male part of flowers to the female part. So this process is essential for reproduction of plants, fruits, and vegetables. And actually, according to United Nations statistics, actually 1/3 of the world's food production, they depended on bees. And these are estimated to have provided billions of dollars worth of pollination services to farmers worldwide. And while bees play like a major role in agriculture, they also play a major role in completing SDG number 2, which is zero hunger. The reason for this is that bees, they help to increase the crop yields. So bees, they will use the pollination services, and from this, they ensure that crops will produce more fruits and seeds, and from then, they will increase food available for people, which was a result in reducing hunger and malnutrition.
But sadly, the population of bee decreases significantly over time, and scientists find out factors that can blame on honeybee vanishment. There are various factors affecting bee vanishment due to humanity's impact on the environment that leads to the destruction of bee habitats and therefore destroy their home and places for them to reproduce and live. And of course, the factors that contribute to habitat loss are pollution and climate change, which not only destroy their habitat, but also their survival chances in nature. And another thing that is the use of pesticide. Pesticide is a dangerous chemical that tends to harm living animal near plants, and bees are not the exception of this chemical. And lastly is poor nutrition. As we all know, changing habitats and climate change can destroy bee food sources. And when the food sources get destroyed, it leads to poor nutrition and therefore affecting the bee health. Our group found 2 cases of vanishing honeybee in the United States in 2 different years to examine. So the first case that we found was in June 2014. A pest control company sprayed a powerful insecticide to kill some insects around the region, but they accidentally forgot to remove the bees and accidentally caused the death of 50,000 bumblebee. And another case in the US in the year of 2021 to 2022 examined that the entire country lost about 39% of bee from summer, April the 1st of 2021 to October the 1st of 2021. We lost about 23.8 bees population. And during winter, October the 1st to April 2022, reported says that there's been 24.2% of bee population loss. The table below in the Google slide shows the changes of population and the loss and the percentage loss that the United States has caused the bees. And the cause for the vanishing of honeybees can be due to various factors. The main one for June 2014 is the use of pesticide, but for the entire country, for the entire year, there can be various ones, such as climate change, pollution, humans' impact, like I've talked before. And in order to save the situation, solutions to protect honeybee must be established and taken into action by the people. We found out 5 solutions. The first is reduce the use of pesticide. We know that pesticides are major threats to honeybee since they can kill the bees directly or weaken them, making them more susceptible to diseases. And next is planting bee-friendly flowers in our garden. By doing this, we can provide the bees with safe haven and more sources of food, making them habitat more diverse. And next is support sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture practices such as crop rotation and cover cropping can help to reduce the pesticide use and provide bee with more diverse resources. So what is crop rotation? Crop rotation is the practice of planting different crops subsequently on the same plot of land to improve soil health, optimize nutrients of the soil, and combat pests and weed pressure. Another thing is cover cropping, is crop grown to cover the soil and may be incorporated into the soil later for enrichment. So these are very effective alternatives aside from pesticide that can use to remove insects that destroy plant without harming the bees. Uh, Another thing that's similar is create bee-friendly habitat, such as meadow and hedge growth, by actively growing plants around where we live. And the most important one is to educate the public about the importance of bee, especially young children. Many people are not aware about the importance of bee, and they may not realize that the threats that the bees face. So by educating the public about the importance of bee, we can help raise awareness of the issues and encourage people to take actions to protect the bees. So talking about sustainable agriculture and making bee-friendly habitat, our group find two specific solutions that can be taken into account by many countries. So we suggest that a practical and useful way to protect the bees are planting wildflowers around region with solar sparks and solar panels, since these regions tend to have grass type that's or similar to meadow, which benefits the bee living condition and bees population, because this is available and making them because having these locations make the reproductions of bee more available, and so these locations should be widely spread and included. Another thing is urban beekeeping hives in towns and city instead of restricting the hive in forest region. We often notice that insects like bee tends to have very restricting place, and those places are usually forests or in wild nature. And due to climate change and pollution, those places has been terribly destroyed, and since so their habitat decreases. So in order to save the situation, humanity should open beehives, should actively plant inside urban towns and develop cities. Since first of all, humanity, we took a lot of the space for that. So we need to make up for nature by actively planting beekeeping and balancing out the habitat that the bee already lost. And urban beekeeping is already practiced in countries like France, Germany, and Japan, and they have the advantage of allowing bees to thrive in an urban environment that use fewer pesticides than in the wild, which is a very good thing.
So to move on, the goal of SDG 2 is multifaceted. It's not only focused on eliminating hunger, but also emphasizes the importance of promoting sustainable agricultural practices. This involves improving the livelihoods and capacities of small-scale farmers, allowing equal access to land, technology, and markets, as well as ensuring investments to further improve agricultural productivity. However, those aims are quite impossible for us youth to take part. In light of these, we want to introduce several action plans for youth to have a chance to contribute in sustainable development. First, perform a youth-lead activity. It is a call for youth to lead the way in making sustainable food choices and understanding the food systems. By being in a group and working on the same topic, we can share ideas and exchange our knowledges. We believe that we must amplify efforts collectively and individually to restore the planet and protect life, while also integrating biodiversity in the systems. Another action that we could possibly take is to launch the open campaign or a challenge, both to stay informed and to spread out the ongoing problems to the public. The challenge we propose is Zero Food Waste Challenge. This is a challenge which we encourage people around the world to take a photo that proves their zero food waste and let them share it on the social media such as Facebook or Instagram. In this way, we can easily engage the public to take actions and participate in achieving SDGs. Additionally, with some funny hashtags that can represent the challenge, it may further motivate people to join the challenge. Last but not least, reaching out to experts. By listening the presentations and collaborating with the experts who has much wide knowledge about sustainable development, youth can gain more insights on SDGs. IPBES field trip program can be the one. It is the program which the youth around the world have a chance to visit IPBES and acquire diverse knowledges. We chose IPBES because they have various experts who can impart a lot of knowledge about biodiversity, ecosystem, and bee population conservation. We also believe that IPBES is a great vehicle to teach students about the SDGs as it is a part of UN organization. So to achieve all of these, the mainstream leadership role of youth has been more important now than ever. Together with the goals and set out here to act out, we can end hunger by 2030. Before we end our presentation, we would like to share two people as well as their inspirational quotes. Sandrine is a young woman from Brazil who served as a Latin America regional youth focal point at a major group for children and youth in support the UN Food System Summit. And this is what she said. Achieving the 2030 agenda, especially SDG 2, requires profound cohesion between spheres of governance in order to increase food supply while facing the impacts of climate change and safeguarding biodiversity. To continue, Jolie is a film star and a female beekeeper who embraces bee and were named godmother for Women for Bees, a program launched by UNESCO. In the interview, she mentioned that, it seems like I'm now working on bees, but really, to me, the bee and the pollination and the respect for the environment, it's all interconnected to women's livelihoods and to displacement from climate change. To summarize, this quote highlights the interconnection between sustainable agriculture, climate change, and biodiversity. Their perspective underscores the importance of holistic approaches that consider the complex relationships between food systems, ecosystems, and climate resilience. By acknowledging these connections and promoting collaborative efforts, we can work towards a more sustainable future that ensures food security. We can protect biodiversity in the face of climate change. It's time for us to care more about bee conservation and work to achieve the goal of SDG 2 to create a more sustainable and equitable world for generations to come.